What's up, guys? So I know I haven't posted a video in the past couple days. I've been really sick and really busy, so those two mixed together didn't really work out too good. But yeah, I'm gonna start posting more now. I'm getting over my cold. But yeah, so today we're gonna talk about something different. You guys probably don't know this, but I'm really into conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Like, for example, 9/11 or like president's assassinations or anything like that. So today we're gonna be talking about one of my favorite ones, and that's the Mandela effect. Now, the Mandela effect, I don't know really how to explain it, but it's like where things it's like where everyone shifts into another dimension, and no one realizes it, but just the smallest things change that no one really notices. For example, these are just some examples, but like for those of you that know the game Monopoly, if you think of the Monopoly man, you think of him, oh, top hat, white hair, mustache, cane, a black suit, and a monocle. Well, I remember him like that. I've talked to my family about this. They remember him like that. And now if you go to any of the Monopoly boxes, if you notice, none of the boxes, even the original box, he doesn't have a monocle. And another example of this is like, let me think, the color chartreuse. Everyone's telling me the color chartreuse is like this pinkish reddish color. It's like kind of like maroonish. And same thing with the color pews. Pews is supposed to be like a lime greenish color. If you Google it now, like if you ask anybody what those colors are, unless they know the Mandela effect or that's just how they remember it. If you look it up, the colors will be switched. Pews would be the reddish like pinkish color, and chartreuse would be the lime greenish color. So those are just some examples. There's like hundreds of different like examples I can use. But anyways, what we're gonna be talking about right now is what happened, what I saw happen. Okay, so today's currently Sunday. So on Friday night, I was talking to my grandparents, explaining to them what the Mandela effect was, giving them some examples and everything. One of the examples I gave was the Pepsi logo. As you can see, the Pepsi logo is right here. Now this logo right here, if you notice, the blue is on top and the red is on the bottom. Now, when I looked it up to show it to them, because like I remembered it with the red being on top and the blue being on bottom. That's how I've always remembered it. But when I looked it up and showed it to them, the blue is on top and the red was on the bottom. So like, you know, like that gave an example of it, because they remembered it with the red being on top and everything like that. So I explained it to them and everything, showed them the pictures, and every picture on Google Images, even if you go back to even if you went back, like on that day, if you went back to the original logo, the blue was on top and the red was on the bottom. Then I realized yesterday we were talking about it again, and I looked up the Pepsi logo, and this is what really it blew my mind. I was like, I was so shocked. But when I looked it up yesterday, instead of how it was when on Friday, how all the Google Images and everything where the blue was on top and the red was on the bottom, it all switched. Now if you go to Google Images, you'll find every single image, even the original one, the red is on top and the blue is on the bottom, just like this one. And it was crazy, because like that's the first time it actually happened right before my eyes. Like I've noticed things, like I mean, just the examples I gave you, those never happened right before my eyes. I never like seen it change like right before my eyes. But the Pepsi logo, it surprised me, because like the day before it was different, and then the next day it changed, which means within those 24 hours from Friday to Saturday, the world shifted into another dimension where not everything changed, just the small things that no one really notices. But I use the Pepsi logo as like my marker, so I know when it changes. I use that and the chevron logo, which is right here, because the chevron logo, if you notice, the blue is on top, red is on bottom, but sometimes that changes too. Not always, but when we switch to another dimension, usually the colors red and blue are the ones that change them, that switch over the most. So yeah, my theory about it is, which probably won't really make that much sense, but my theory is that in the year 1999, on New Year's Eve, when everyone thought once it hit 12 o'clock and it became the year 2000, the world was going to end. My theory is that the world did end, but when it ended, everyone shifted into another dimension to where the world never ended. So the world we were already living in 1999 ended, and then when we hit 2000, we shifted into another dimension. Same with the year, I think it was like 2012, I think? Yeah, it was 12/21/12. Everyone was scared that the world was going to end. So the world did end. If my theory is correct, then the world did end. And again, we shifted into another dimension. So if my theory is correct, if what I'm saying is right, that means within those 24 hours between Friday and Saturday, the world ended and we shifted into another dimension. So I'm not exactly, like, that theory could be wrong. There's hundreds of theories out there for it. There's a bunch of different theories. I've done my research. I've read all the different theories. It's just my theory. But yeah, I suggest you guys go research this because it's really, like, it's really enlightening. Like, and it's crazy. Like, it'll blow your mind. It's like, just all these things happening, like the smallest things changing. Like, I'll give some more examples just to, like, you know, get you guys more, like, aware of, like, what else changed before to, like, get you guys into it. You guys might know the restaurant Chick-Fil-A. This is how I remember the logo. It was spelled CHIC-FIL-A. And I remember I would pass by it all the time because it was one in my town, and I remember seeing it exactly spelled like that, and that logo looks right. Now, you can go to any of the stores, even the store owners and everything, the people that created the name and everything, they're going to tell you, this is the logo. That's spelled with a K, no C. I mean, like, there is a C, but I mean, it's not spelled with just the C. Like, there's a K in it too. Which, I knew it changed because I remember always looking at the sign and saying, oh, they spelled chick wrong. I would always think that in my head every time we passed by it. Another example, if you're old enough, you'll remember when you were little, reading the book, The Berenstain Bears. Remember how it's spelled and everything. Here's a picture of, like, not the name, but, like, the actual book, so you guys can see, like, remember what book I'm talking about, the one that had the bears, you know. And it was spelled, I don't remember how it was exactly spelled, but the last letters were I-E-N, or it was E-I-N, one of those. E-I-N, I think that was it. It was S-T-E-I-N, because it was the Berenstain Bears. Now, if you go back to even to one of the original books, it's spelled A-I-N at the end, the Berenstain Bears, which I know for a fact it was wrong. It doesn't even look right. Like, here it is right here. It doesn't even look right to me. Another example is the Kit Kat bar. Now, this might not work. Like, it might not have changed for some of you people because you guys might remember it just how it is now. But the way I remember it, it was Kit, then a dash, then cat, like this. That's how I remember the logo. But now if you go back to the logo, even to the original one and everything, there's no dash. There's just Kit and cat together like this. And that doesn't even look right to me because I always remember seeing the dash. Now, there's two more examples I want to share with you guys. These ones are from movies. So these ones should, like, you guys should understand these ones at least. So the first one is Snow White. You guys know the famous line in Snow White where it says, blank, blank, on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Now think about it. Fill in those blanks. What do you think it is? The way I remember it from the movie and everything is, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? And everyone I've asked, they remember it that way too. Because it's a famous line. I mean, there's shirts about it, there's posters, there's all kinds of stuff that says, mirror, mirror on the wall. But if you go back to even the original movie, she doesn't say mirror, mirror on the wall. She says magic mirror on the wall. So that's one thing because, like, it changed in the movie, and that's one thing that like more, since it's in a movie, it's different than it actually being like actual, like, for example, the candy bar or like Chick-Fil-A or stuff like that is actually in a movie. So it was something that was recorded and it was set in there, and then all of a sudden it changes. The next movie is Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Now, in that episode, that's where spoiler alert for anyone that hasn't seen it, that's where Darth Vader tells Luke that he's his father. Now, the way I remember him telling him that he's his father, I remember him saying, Luke, I am your father. And I mean, that's on shirts. That's on all kinds of stuff, just like the Snow White thing. It's on all kinds of stuff. But if you go back to the original movie, the original copy, he doesn't say, Luke, I am your father. He says, no, I am your father. And it's crazy because, like, to think that these things are changing right before us and we don't notice it. That's why I thought I'd share it with you guys, you know, maybe get more people to know what's going on. Because the more people that know what's going on, then the more people will share it to other people and tell them about it. The more everyone will realize that things are changing and that the dimension is changing, and everyone will keep trying to figure out what's going on, and then sooner or later we'll come up with the actual solution of what is happening. So that's basically it. That's the Mandela effect. So I suggest you guys go look it up. There's a website to where they have all kinds of different examples and stuff like that. I'll put a link to it in the description. If you guys have any examples you guys want to share, go ahead and comment it below. And tell me what's your guys' favorite conspiracy theory. Because there's a bunch of conspiracy theories out there. Like I said, there's 9/11, there's the assassination of Ronald Reagan, the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. There's like thousands of conspiracy theories out there. So comment below what your favorite conspiracy theory is. Don't forget to drop a like and make sure you subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. So that's basically it. So I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to keep the grind going and always stay positive.